There is only one item on the agenda, which is an approval of amendment to the bylaws that would delete from the bylaws a requirement that persons who wish to run for office and remain in office on the board of directors of the CSU maintain certain academic standing requirements. If you would like to see the text of the bylaws that is proposed to be debated, you will see these in the memorandum that is attached to the agenda that you would have obtained when you came in here. And ultimately, once debate is concluded, we'll go to a vote. And in accordance with the Societies Act, a 2/3 vote will be required in order to adopt this proposed amendment to the bylaws. Are there any questions concerning the procedure of this meeting? Seeing none, then we'll proceed to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Thank you. Is there a seconder? Seconded. Thank you, Quatra. Debate. Go to a vote. All in favor, please raise your green cards. All opposed, please raise your red cards. The agenda is approved. Now we have item 3.1.1. Motion reads, be resolved as a special resolution that the bylaws be amended by deleting bylaw 7 sub 13, academic standing requirements to run for election, and in bylaw 14 sub 7, by deleting all of paragraph D, removal for failure to maintain academic standing, appending or to the end of paragraph C, and renumbering the remaining paragraph as needed. Is there a mover for this motion? Thank you. Is there a seconder? Thank you. Debate will now begin. If you would like to speak to this motion, please line up behind that microphone. Oh yes, go ahead, Chris.
There we go. Thank you. Hi, folks. A little bit of background information on this. On October 29th, 2024, at the CSU's annual general meeting, members approved an amendment to the bylaws.
Be it resolved as a special resolution that the bylaws be amended as follows. If all those in favor, please raise your voting cards and keep them held high. This is a 2/3 vote. Thank you. All those opposed, please raise your voting cards and keep them held high. Motion carried. Thank you.
That made a number of eligibility changes for running for the CSU elections. Among those changes were a number of changes related to academic standing. So those are newly introduced requirements that would first take effect for the upcoming spring 2025 general elections. So the status quo, if this bylaw is not amended, is that effective these spring general elections, anyone wishing to be nominated for elected office at the CSU would be required to have a minimum cumulative grade point average of 2.00 or a C average or good academic standing. All of those things are synonymous. Once elected, a director would be required to maintain that academic standing to continue in office. If a director, effective for this next board term, if a director's grade point average fell below 2.00, which would be academic alert, the way that the university talks about it, if it falls below 2.00 for 2 consecutive semesters, that director would be required to resign their elected seat. If a director's cumulative grade point average at any time, or their term grade point average, falls below 1.67, they would be also required to resign. So less than 2, you would have 2 semesters required in order to trigger resignation. Less than 1.67, it would be an immediate requirement to resign. So the board in December recommended a special resolution to you folks, the members, to reverse that particular part of the changes that was made on October 29th. So if this special resolution is approved, if 2/3 of folks are in favor, there would no longer be a 2.00 or 1.67 threshold for removal from office, or a 2.0 threshold to be nominated for office. The part that would not change in the proposal is that if a director is required to withdraw for any reason from the university, so student conduct, an expulsion, they're required to withdraw and they're not successful on an appeal to be readmitted, that director would still be required to resign irrespective of the decision made today.
Thank you, Mr. Girardat. Any questions regarding this explanation? Seeing none, we'll go in debate. Go ahead, sir.
Hello. Okay, so my name is Mayank. My pronouns are he, him. And I just want to know the reason why is this bylaw being introduced? Like, what's the reason for this amendment?
Okay. Who introduced it?
Navjot was the original mover at board, but I think Angit's going to.
Okay, Angad Bar can speak to it.
So what I think is it doesn't require a leader to be a good student, right? Anyone can be a good leader. It doesn't mean if someone is bad at studies, they can't be a good leader. Even I know some people who are really good at studies, right? Their GPA can be near 4 or even above that. But if I think of some people who have that much GPA, they can't be a good leader, right? Because studies and a leader, to be a leader, is a different things. And we can't judge a student on the basis of their academic standing, right? And if we talk about international students, everyone come from a different background, as I'm from India, right? Study system in India is way different as here, right? So when I started my study, I have difficulty in studies, right? Because the things are way too different. Right now, if I talk about my academic standing, my GPA is around 2.9 or something, right? But when I started in the first semester, my GPA was like 1.7 or something. One semester doesn't mean that I am a bad student or I can't be a good leader, right? Person improve with time. So as soon as I spend my time here taking advantages of the writing center, meeting with my instructor, it slowly improves you as a student, as a person, right? So everyone should have the opportunity to stand in the elections. Everyone is a fee-paying student here, fee-paying. All the students are paying fees to the union, right? So everyone have equal rights. So we can't just put some students out and just take their rights, right? Another thing, it's a democracy, right? Canada is a democratic country, and one person counts towards one vote, right? So how can then we can just take out someone's right to be in the elections? And suppose some people say that, that person doesn't have the GPA, he's not a good leader, right? You just can't be elected while submitting your nomination papers, right? So I'm the president. To win as a president or to get elected as a vice president, you must need like around 500 or 600 votes to get into the office, right? And if a person can't be a good leader, I don't think so that person can motivate like 500 or 600 students to vote for him or her, right? If a person motivates that much people to vote for him or her, I guess, yeah, that person can represent us because 500 or 600 people voted for them, right? So yeah, that's our board's reason to bring this up here. So everyone have the equal right, and when someone stand in the elections, let the student decides whom they want to select them as their representative. Yeah, that's the reason. Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? Okay, go ahead, Mayank.
Okay, so I have just a few points. First, if we talk about why you're not being able to get to the sufficient GPA to get to a good academic standing, according to these rules, they are giving you 2 semesters. If you are a student leader and you are not fulfilling your role as a student itself, then how can you lead a student-based society? Second reason, you have 2 semesters to improve your GPA, and if you still can't do that, then I think that you should let the other students do it, who can be good leaders, who are working their jobs, who are working even on campus, they're studying, they're having their good GPA, and they're also good at leading. So why just give the power to those people who can just like, okay, I have seen the voting process myself, I have seen how campaigning is done, I have seen that most of the friends, you get your friends, you talk to your friends, they do your campaigning for you, and then you get the votes. I have seen that, that's happened to me as well. So that's how it generally works. It doesn't mean that you're a good leader, it just means that you have a good following. And if you can't be a good student itself, then I don't think that you should have any right to be in the power position and lead students and make the policies or have a say in the policies that affect students directly. That's just my point, that's all.
Thank you. Further debate? Go ahead.
Thanks everyone for being here. I'm Sam. in Bachelor of Business Administration here at CAP. First of all, I want to say that by having a GPA that is lower than the required standards does not change your right to vote. I believe it was a little bit misleading saying that it changes your right to vote. Anyone that has a GPA that is registered at CAP can vote. There's no requirement. And second of all, I just want to say that not having a requirement for academic standards breeds a little bit of apathy. I personally have not gotten involved in the Capilano Students Union and the professional society, partially because of a lack of this standard in the past. So I believe getting rid of this standard will breed apathy in people that are interested in getting into the CSU or any programs at Capilano University.
Thank you. Further debate? Go ahead.
Hello, folks. So I just want to say that if we remove this thing, it'll give everybody equal right. It's not that only intelligent students with having good academic standing can lead the elections or anything. It's just that everybody can be judged on a same equal ground, and everybody can play fair. Everybody can run in the elections. That doesn't mean that only a good student with good academic standing can do that. It's just that everybody gets the same ground, and it's not like we say that you should not run in the election. Everybody can run in election. Even like, students reached out to us by saying that, what's the procedure, what to do, how can we run in the elections. So I myself have many examples whom I have, told that, yes, this is the way, and you can do it, right? Everybody has an equal right. Even you students can run in elections. Nobody can stop you. It's just that you need to be good. You need to have good standing. You need to be nicely socializing with people. And everybody, it's not that nobody can judge you on the basis of your grades, right? You are a human, and you know what to do, where to lead your life. If you want to be a good leader, that exactly doesn't need any good academic standings. It is required. It is great if you have that, but even if not, just go ahead, and it's my say, right? Everybody has a different opinion. So it's just that we want the ground open for everybody so that nobody can say that I wanted to do that. I can do that, but unfortunately I don't have the good academic standing. So this can prevent, having a good leader. If anybody with good standing or bad standing wants to run an election, wants to be a leader, have equal right to run for the elections and to fight and compete with each other. That doesn't require anything else. So good luck, even for those who want to stand like in elections and those who are sitting over here. Thanks.
Thank you, Yuvash. There further debate? Sanchit?
Hello, folks. This is Sanchit Quatra, Arts and Sciences representative at Capilano Students Union. First of all, I would like to thank Angad Barad for recommending this motion to the membership. And the reason why I think this is a great idea that we should have this recommendation and the amendment we made in our bylaws is because that the student right here, he said that the reason why he wasn't able to enter the CBPS or he chose not to be a part of leading the CSU was because they didn't have the required standards of the GPA. We at CSU want to remove this type of discrimination from the students, that we shouldn't judge everyone on the basis of GPA. It's a phase of everybody's life, a student life, that when you have a good GPA or you do not, you failed a class, you failed one final exam, your GPA goes below 2.0. It's unfair for those students that we are not listening to their voices who have the below standard GPA. We want to remove that kind of discrimination from our student society, that we give equal chance for every student at our university to represent and speak up. We need to listen to their voices too. And for example, if there is an international student who failed their course, let's say they failed their final exam, which led to a loss of their 4 credits. So which means they are in a loss of above $2,000 to $3,000. So that voice also needs to be heard. That student is in loss of a high tuition fee amount, which they need to repay. They need to ask their parents to pay for them. And it's so embarrassing because when you calculate that amount which your parents have earned through months of hard work, and you just trash that amount of money. It's just a burden. It's a time of life then you feel like you are broke. You need to earn that money gap. So we need to hear those voices. We need to remove this discrimination or judgment on the basis of GPA. Every student has equal right to speak up, to lead the CSU, and that's the reason why we need this amendment. So I say, folks, go green, say yes to this amendment. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Yuvash.
Thank you. Yeah, just the last thing. I would like to say that I myself am an international golfer. I have represented India, my country, for many years. I have stood India #1, but I was not really good at academics, you know. And if I want to become a doctor, if I want to become an engineer, I'll be really focused on that. But my main goal was to go in sports, right? But at the end, I need education. I need to educate myself. I need that basic literacy. I want to learn. So that doesn't mean that I'll be equally brilliant in my academics, right? Running in politics, running in election was I wanted to do that, right? So I appeared for that. I stood in elections. I guess that's not something really bad, right? If you are good at something else, then you'll be compared on the basis of your education status, your education level, your grades. I don't think so that it leads us somewhere. So everybody has their own plus points. You students are doing really great. Everybody among us is getting independent. We earn for ourselves. You know, we do everything on our own selves. We have that level of mindset that we know what to do and what way we can lead ourselves better and which way we need to go. If we are doing something bad for us, that's bad for us. There's nothing to deal with him. There's nothing to deal with him, right? If you want to do something, you can, you should. And if people think, if students think, if staff think that, yes, you're not appropriate for the position, you're not doing something well, there are many ways to do that, right? There are many ways you can control that thing or you can, change that stuff. But at the end, I would like to say, just go for that. It should not, any academic barricade should not, stop you from doing what you want. So rest totally, it's like, that totally depends on you, what you want to choose. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there further debate? Go ahead.
I think fundamentally this is this referendum.
Sorry. Just maybe going first. Oh, okay. You can go first.
Hi everyone, myself Parneet Kaur. A very warm good morning to everyone. I just wanted to say that in adding to what Yuvraj Singh Hara and Sanjit Quatra said, that if a student really wants to be in the elections, that is not required to always be so much intelligent or maintain the good GPA. What I have seen in this university is that the persons or the students, those who really focus on their studies, those who really want to maintain a very good GPA, their main only focus is to just focus on whatever they're doing. For example, studies. But if I talk about the students, those who really want to be the leaders in the elections, they are having a very different type of qualities or skills which real leaders should definitely have, and they are definitely having that. If I compare the students, those who are very much intelligent in the studies, and those students, those who are main focus is to be all-rounder, for the students, it is really good that what Angad Singh Barar has said, that it is not required to always maintain a good GPA if a person really wants to be a good leader. Because in my eyes, the students, those who focus only on the studies, they are sometimes called as bookworms, and they have nothing to do with the elections. There is a one statement, what they usually utter or they usually speak is that they only want to focus on their studies. For example, if a student wants to be a doctor or a scientist, that student's main focus is to be on the studies. They have really nothing to do with the elections or anything. Besides this, I also wanted to say that if a student really wants to be a leader, that students usually focus on be an all-rounder, and that is the required thing. If I talk about myself, then I myself was a head girl of my school, which is a good thing. And at that time, the rules were totally like that, because the students, those who were really good in studies, they never give anything to such type of things, even though they never even know any information about that thing. So at last, I just wanted to say that this is a really very good step for the students, those who really think that, yes, they are totally capable to run the university or to be standing in the elections. That is a very good thing. And that really does not matter if a students, those who are having a very good GPA, there's nothing to say for them because they really never say anything if they want to do anything. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further debate? Go ahead, sir.
So hi everyone, a very good morning. My name is Harkirat. No offense to anyone else. I just want to say, like they said that in the voting they have a following, so that's why they got votes. So my thing is that they have a following only because they have a skills to communicate with everyone in a very good way, and that's the thing which make them they have a good following. I just have that point. Like if they have a following, the thing is they help each other, they have a good communication skills with them, and that's our leader have to be. So I think that, I just want to say that like on that point, if you have a good following, this is because you have a good skills to communicate with everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Further debate? If you've spoken twice already. All right. I'll ask, is there unanimous consent to allow Mr. Hara to speak a third time? Any opposition? Okay, go ahead.
Just to clear your myth, guys, we have heard this, that, students saying that only a particular audience, are the ones highlighted to run for the elections. There is nothing like that. And if you guys want to run, please go ahead. It's just a myth that, people say that, no, you can't do that. I want to do that. There is nothing like that. Please give a fair competition. And you guys are smart enough. You guys are really brilliant. You know what to do, whom you want to be a leader. If we have leaded the selections, you know what we did wrong, what not. Everybody of you is really intelligent and brilliant minds. So please, if you think we are doing something wrong, raise the issue. CSU is always, open to get the complaints and stuff. If we are wrong, we will improve. And you know whom you want to, make a winner in the next time. If you feel that there can be many, even from this election, who want to re-elect themselves, right? If you think they're not doing their part right, please don't vote. But if you think that, yes, he is the right one and he can do it for your betterment, then please. So it's totally a myth that, okay, I can't run or I don't have a following. It's totally a myth. Please, guys, start working on yourselves, start building relations, and if you have those qualities, you definitely would shine. So that's all I just want to suggest, and thank you all, for being here. This was the last.
Thank you. Is there further debate? Go ahead.
I'm too short for this. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name's Andrea. I guess this is more of a question from me. I completely agree that we shouldn't discriminate based on GPA. I'm just curious, since it's minimum academic standing, that if you fail, I guess a lot of you are international, right? I'm just wondering about your student permit. It just sounds like if you're not meeting the academic requirement, that you should probably be more concerned about your student permit, and that's just gonna be really stressful. Like, I don't know if you'll have time, like if you feel like running for the elections at the same time as trying to get your academics back up and just making sure your student permit, your visa is all in check, you know? It's just something I'm wondering.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
To preface, hi, I'm Jolie. I currently serve on the CSU Campaigns and Advocacy Committee. I agree that one bad semester is not indicative of your leadership abilities. However, a good GPA, it shows responsibility, initiative, and commitment. And I want to remind everyone that this bylaw is about a cumulative GPA requirement. It's not about just failing one semester or one class. It's about not being able to maintain your commitment to your studies. Reminder, as student representatives, students are entrusting you to make decisions about what you're doing with their money. That doesn't necessarily require a good academic standing, but you need to show everyone that you are A, committed, B, responsible, and C, willing to communicate to your professors, seek out academic supports, and trying to improve yourself. If you can't do that, how are you expecting for students to entrust you in a position where you're making direct decisions about what you're doing with their student funding? It's not about how good a student is academically. It's not about inequality. It's about showing that you are capable of representing the student body and deserving of the position, and also actively willing to improve yourself. 2.0, no offense, it's not a good GPA requirement. It is the bare minimum requirement to remain in good academic standing with the university itself. So I want to pose a question now. If this GPA requirement is removed, as a student leader and representative, how will you assure students that you are able to dedicate the time and commitment to represent the student body?
Thank you. Is there further debate? Go ahead, Sanchit.
In response to the question presented in the speech before, they ask that how are we supposed to do our work the best when we have a low GPA? The work that a normal representative such as me has to do in the CSU is just to attend 2 meetings of the board per month and 1 to 2 meetings of the committee per month, which could be done in a hybrid format, and provide a semesterly report if you are a representative. The work that the student representatives, the student leaders are provided to do is like a bare minimum work. It's not that hard. So the main goal, the main reason that you need to be representing, you need to be on the board is to represent the student voices. You are the voice of a larger group of students. So that's the reason why you are on the board. And you need to experience that phase of the below 2.0 GPA. You need to experience that phase to also say the voices of the students who are failing those courses. There are a good number of students who were required to withdraw the semester, and we need to know what they think, what they could have done differently to be a good, successful student. And I think that a representative does not have like a full-time job of 30 hours a week to spend at CSU. So they can work together and put in better efforts to get their studies in better standing, and also their work at CSU done in a perfect way. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Is there further debate? McMurtry.
Hi, everyone. My name is Priya McMurtry, and I am one of the Senate representatives on the board. A statement that was just made by the person who came up before me is kind of concerning, that this job isn't that hard, and that it's just the bare minimum. You just come to meetings and you just write a report. Do students only deserve the bare minimum in terms of standards of our leaders, in terms of the way that they hold their studies and the way that they conduct themselves on the board? They deserve way more than that, and they deserve more than the standards we're setting for ourselves. Thank you.
Hi everyone, once again, myself Parneet Kaur. I just wanted to answer to the question that you said that a good leader has to be qualified. For an example, I have seen many countries, those who are run by the very good leaders, those who were not having a very good academic studies, etc., and all the results which they were having. Besides this, I also wanted to say that I'm not against to the students, those who are very having very high GPA or they're very intelligent in their studies. But the thing is that a person whom I call as a bookworm, they only accumulate the knowledge to themselves. But the persons, those who are leaders, they accumulate and they bring their knowledge to the actions by serving to the people and by becoming an inspiration for others as a good leader. In addition to it, I also wanted to say that leaders are never born qualified. The reason behind this is totally crystal clear. The leaders just have to think that yes, they can do whatever they want, and just the thing is all about the confidence, which the bookworms are not having. They are not even ready to share their knowledge with the others, whereas the leaders usually try to help with their wholeheartedness. That's all. Thank you.
Go ahead, ma'am.
We have to recognize people who have spoken less first. You can, but we'd have to wait until anyone else who wants to speak up to 3 times has spoken first.
Hi, just to add on to the last person's speech and in opposition to what the second person before me said, we definitely do deserve more than the bare minimum, but as the person before me said, good leaders aren't necessarily like bookworms or people with high academic experience. So a person who has like a medium GPA with good leadership skills, I'd say is better than a person with kind of poor or leadership skills with a high GPA. A person who has like who can balance stuff on his own, and if they still got the job of being a leader, they are the person who know how to balance their life and schedule. So I think that would help a person with a low GPA to balance their lives. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Is there further debate? And Yuvraj would like to speak a 4th time in debate. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I'm a little shocked at this proposal. I think we should all kind of consider and think here that the CSU are representatives of our student body, right? How can you be a representative of our student body if you are not even meeting the minimal requirements that it is to be a student, right? You are here, elected by us, for us. You are representing us, and not in line with the requirements to be a student. I think, especially now, just in the world in general, there's a lot of hopelessness around governing bodies and power systems in general. And I think that as students, we are turning to our local governments. We're turning to how we can make direct impacts in our community. And I think that the student union and this board of governors are our representatives, and they are who can make an impact. And so it's very saddening to maybe see this decision be passed, because I think it's just not a choice that is representative of the people. It's not a choice that allows us to be heard. And yeah, I think also I had one more point. Our student fees, right? Like, this is a like, we are also paying the student fees, and we're paying you to be in these positions, right? And you are making decisions that most of us are probably not agreeing with. And how much did it cost for us to hold this meeting? How much is it costing for us to debate these things? We're all upset about our rising tuition fees and all of this stuff. And we're here to pass something that isn't even like something that is representative of us or for us or in our best interest. So I think all those points should really be taken into account when we're making this decision. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Is there further debate? Okay, ma'am, you can go ahead.
I'm extremely concerned about the false equivalency here of equating a 2.0 GPA as a good requirement. This is not a requirement of a 3.0 GPA. This is not even a requirement of a 3.5 GPA. This is a 2.0 GPA requirement. And it is the bare minimum, as Priya mentioned earlier, requirement of remaining in good academic standing with the university. If we, as the student body, again, we are paying fees and entrusting you as representatives to represent us, and we're entrusting you with these decisions, how are we supposed to? We're entrusting you with these decisions. If you can't maintain the bare minimum requirements of remaining in good academic standing with the university, I'm not sure if we can entrust you with these decisions.
Thank you. Is there further debate? Angad, have you spoken twice, right? Just once. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. You can speak a second time.
Yeah, so just want to say that someone mentioned that there is universities raising the fee. So I just come up to say that this is a good platform. I have like around 100 people here. So CSU already had a letter up online on our website to send to the University Board of Governors. We have like around, I guess, 50 signatures till now. So if any of you haven't signed that, I would say it is a good opportunity to bring you that in your notice. So after this meeting, please take a few minutes and sign that letter so we can have as many letters we can give to the University Board of Governors to restrict that increase of fees. Another thing about this, that someone said that we should be focusing on that instead of this. I know that is important and we are already working on that, but this doesn't mean that we should not be holding this. Because if we didn't hold this, we are, I don't know, keeping 20, 30%, just making up a number, but a lot of students from their rights, right? We are taking their rights to stand in elections, so which is also not a good thing. Yeah, that's all. And please sign the letter after the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Is there further debate? Go ahead.
So, hi everyone, it's Simranjot Kaur. It's my 5th semester here. So, I am maintaining more than 2 GPA here till now. But the thing is, my interpersonal skill, like to communicate with the other, is not that much good. So, to be a leader, the bare minimum requirement is communication. Is anybody there, like there are many people who are maintaining 2.0, more than 2.0 GPA here. But are they all are good in interpersonal skills? Are they all are good in communication skills? they all can stand here and can talk? No. So to be a leader, it's good to be a good communicator, to maintain interpersonal skills, to like communicate with the others, to be a good to follow to have a good following. We can say that everybody say yes. So to be a good following, there must be a good communicator first. So I'm not a good communicator. It's just my point. Thank you.
Hello, is there further debate? Yuvraj Singh Har would like to speak a fourth time. Is there unanimous consent? There is objection. I'll ask for a vote to allow Mr. Yuvraj Singh Har to speak a fourth time in debate. Is there a mover? Seconder? All in favor, please raise your green cards. All opposed, please raise red cards. 2/3 vote carries. Go ahead, Mr. Hara.
So I'm a bit late for this, but yeah, I want to reply to your statement, Priya, about what Sanchit said. Of course, you are right at your part. I'm not saying you are wrong. It's just about different minds thinking differently. Sanchit said that there are very few meetings, like 2 meetings, whatsoever he said. But the thing is that what he meant, according to me, that's totally my mindset, was that there is not like if we are a student leader, we are working 30 days, we are coming 30 days to university, like entire month. It's just that what he meant, according to me, like how I took that, is that it's not really hard. You can take out that time, you come to university, you attend lectures, you give your time to that, and you even go for your works. It's just about the time management, and you can do that. It's really not that hard that we have to give that much time that, okay, we just need to come to university and give our whole time to this thing. So it's just about maintaining balance, and what bare minimum was that everybody can manage that. It's not really hard, right? Being part of a board, it's just, I just want to say that it's not really hard. Of course you have responsibilities, of course you have to give you 100%, but it's not that you have to be, you'll be giving your 30 entire month, for that thing. It's just about taking responsibilities. It's not that, it is really not that much. So whatever you have, give your 100%, be responsible, be sensible of what to do, and manage your time. That's it. It's really not hard. Everybody can do that. You can manage your work, you manage your personal life, you manage everything. So if you want to do something, if you have a vision of exploring this, if you have a vision to go further in this, so everybody can manage that. That's really not that much. It's just about, do you want it really? If you want it, then that's really not like, you'll be saying that, oh, it's really hard. It's not. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further debate? Okay, Mayank to speak the third time in debate. Any objection to allowing Mayank to speak? There is objection. I'll go to a vote. Is there a motion? Okay, there's opposition. Is there further debate? Seeing none, we will go to a vote on the question. Be resolved as a special resolution that the bylaws be amended by deleting bylaw 7 sub 13, academic standing requirement to run for election, and in bylaw 14 sub 7 by deleting all of paragraph D, removal for failure to maintain academic standing, appending or to the end of paragraph C, and renumbering the remaining paragraph as needed. A 2/3 vote is required. All in favor, please raise your green cards. All opposed, please raise your red cards. The ayes clearly have it, and the motion is adopted. Thank you, everyone, for the vigorous debate. Remember, our special annual general meeting is taking place on February 25 at 11:30 a.m. All in favor of adjourning? Please stand up and walk away. There you go.